Each and every moment is a new beginning. Education as a passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. No matter how your life has been so far, take this grand moment as a grand launch towards success. Before anything else, let's begin our initiation day with a college prayer song.
वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं सुखस्वच्छस्वरूपिणीं स्वच्छहृदयनिवासिनीं सुखस्वच्छस्वरूपिणीं स्वच्छहृदयनिवासिनीं स्वप्रकाशरूपिणीं 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 वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदां विशारदां ज्ञानदां वरदां वन्देऽहं शारदां.
Please be seated. We welcome you all on the 16th initiation day of Rajalakshmi Institute of Technology. It gives me an immense pleasure to invite our beloved chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, our chief guest, Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan, Senior Vice President and Head Analytic Insights and Data Virtuosa. Our guest of honor, Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, Vice President, Information Technology, Cape Gemini. Our Principal, Dr. P.K. Nagarajan, our Director, Dr. R. Sundar, our Advisor, Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan, all HODs, faculty members, students, and parents. In the halls of knowledge, a principle is a guiding light that illuminates the path to success. Now, I request our principal, Dr. P.K. Nagarajan, to august the gathering.
Respected Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, respected Vice Chairman, Dr. Harishankar Meghanathan, respected Advisor, Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan Sir, respected Chief Guest, Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan, Senior Vice President, Head Analytics, Insights and Data with USA, respected Guest of Honor, Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, Vice President, Information Technology, Cape Gemini, respected Director Sundar, Dr. Sundar, Professor Balasubramaniam Sir, respected Director RSB, Dr. Javid Jawahar, Directors, Deans, Head of the Department, Faculty Members, Parents, and my first year students. Very good morning to all. I wholeheartedly welcome each and everyone for the 16th batch of RIT Initiation Day 2023. First of all, I congratulate all the first year students and their parents for choosing RIT. Definitely, we will fulfill your expectations and deliver our commitment with the support of our faculties and management. The institution was started in the year 2008 under aegis of Sabari Foundation by great visionary entrepreneur and philanthropist Thiru S. Meghanathan, mechanical engineer by profession, chairman of Rajalakshmi institutions. The college is administered under the guidance of our chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, an educationalist and acknowledged career guidance advisor. Dr. Harishankar Meghanathan, a radiologist by profession, a dynamic leader with the expertise in planning and growth of our institution. Our advisor, C.R. Muthukrishnan, former deputy director, IIT Madras, guiding our institution to attain global benchmark in education, research and consultancy. Ever since its inception, it has set a stage for quality technical education for the students to prepare them in diverse abilities, talent and interest to meet the new realities, challenges, requirements of global market. The college has been approved all India Council of Technical Education AICT and affiliated to Anna University. RIT started with the 240 intake in the year 2008. Now it is augmented to 900 intake with 8 branches of engineering. This academic year, we have received autonomous status from Anna University. The courses offered are Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Computer and Communication Engineering, Computer Science and Business System, Computer Science Engineering, Computer Science with AIML, Electronics and VLSI, Electronics and Communication and Mechanical Engineering. Youngest engineering institution in Tamil Nadu to receive NIRF ranking, accredited with A++ grade by NAC with a score of 3.61 out of 4 in the first cycle itself. All eligible departments are accredited by NBA, received 4/4 star rating by Institution Innovation Council. 42 students have received Anna University ranking. Received Smart India Hackathon Winners Award 3 consecutive years, and 6 teams participated in the finals. Out of this, 2 teams emerged as winner last year, Smart India Hackathon. RIT conducted Tamil Nadu first international drone show in the year 2023. India's first private rocket Vikram S is having a payload developed by our students of RIT. National Employability Award by AMCAT for past 3 academic years. Received most value-added Evo College organized by CAA Young Indians Chennai chapter. Received UiPath Academic Excellence Award and Lanathan Award from ICT Academy. 245 students participated in Intel Unnati summer internship program and 2 teams emerged as winners. And the institution has signed MOUs with several leading industries, foreign universities and various research and training programs. RIT has excellent infrastructure to carry out research in niche areas. We have various research centers like Data Analytics Center is mentored by ZF MNC, and which is a COE in Java full stack development, Intel Unnati COE in the area of artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning, Microsoft Azure and Power BI Center of Excellence for cloud computing and data analytics, and partnered with EC Council for cyber security certifications, RIT Apple Center of Excellence for developing IoT applications. We are having Center of AR, VR, Center of IoT working with Kone Elevators, and Center for Advanced Manufacturing is funded by AICT, Center for Electric Vehicle and Energy closely working with TAFE for consultancy works, and Center of Advanced Materials. We are having a lot of research is going on in advanced materials. Our faculties published more than 1,000 Scopus indexed journals, out of which 145 SEI publications we have published, and 72 patents have been filed by our faculty members, and more than 1 crore worth of fund we have received from various funding agencies like AICT, NBHM, TNSCC, and Institution of Engineers and CSAR for carrying out our R&D consultancy works and seminar and workshops. Training and placement cell to mold our students industry ready. We are having excellent placement record. More than 98% of eligible students are final year students are placed through campus interviews, and we have received total number of offers 503 in the year of 2003, out of which 96 students have got double offer, 53 students got triple offer, 3 students got 4 offers, and 4 students got 5 offers. 1 student got 6 offers. When 43 students received Super Dream offers, which is Super Dream and Elite offer, which is around 8 to 12 LPA, and 125 students received Dream offer, which is 5 to 8 LPA. Our top recruiters are product developed companies like Zoho Corporation, Amazon, Freshwork, Hitachi Solutions, IBM, and Full Creative. Service-oriented industries like TCS, Virtusa, Capgemini, Infosys, L&T Infotech, HCL Technologies, CSS Corp, and Wipro. And core industries like Shell Business Operations, Tech Mahindra, L&T Rane Group, L&T and Rane Group, Hyundai Motors, Brakes India. Our new recruits are Reddington, InfoSteps offered more than 5 LPA offers. We have in-house Japanese training for our students also. Students Club for technical, cultural and extension activities are formed to enhance our students' co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Academic Bureau of Higher Studies and RIT Technology Business Incubator will help our students to achieve their higher education goals and entrepreneurship dip. Once again, I welcome all for this initiation day and congratulate all the students. Your success is our service. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A good leader is someone who sees beyond themselves and really think about how they can move their organization forward by helping others to fulfill their potential. May I now take the pleasure of requesting our beloved chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meganathan, to proceed with the presidential address.
Good morning. I hope all of you heard me saying good morning. Yeah. Are you all happy being here? Yeah, good, good. It gives me great pleasure, immense pleasure as always to welcome our budding engineers into this campus, into our group of Rajalakshmi institutions. I'm sure today it is like, from grade 8 or 9, when you decide that maybe I want to become an engineer, your parents, you and others, maybe start thinking about what is that college that I want to go to. So this must have, your arrival here must be based on a lot of debating and discussions and thinking deeply and everything. And of course, this counseling procedure also is giving you a lot of opportunity to, choices are given for you to choose. It's not like you just chosen once and that is it. You're given other choices where you can upgrade your thought, upgrade whatever perceived institutions that are thought of as better for you. So with all these efforts, you all are here. My very hearty congratulations for having made it up to the higher education portals. It's a very big thing in a country like ours where the dropouts are huge owing to poverty mostly and lack of affordability for higher education. So in a country like this, you all have made it to the higher education. That means this is an opportunity given that is not available for a lot of others of your age. So what are you going to do with these opportunity? Here the parents who are here, again I have to say this, yeah, I'm sure in this path through the schooling and into these higher education portals, I know, being a parent myself, we know what it is to groom a child up to the higher education level and see that your child is pursuing professional education is a very big dream come for many parents. So my hearty congratulations on your very good support offered to your children and brought them over for the portals of higher education. And I'm sure all of you think that, this is one day where it is, everything is, my dreams have come true. No, dreams are never coming. I'm sure we have with us our Chief Guest, Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan, Senior Vice President, Head Analyticals, Insights and Data, Vitusa, and Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, Vice President, Information Technology. They both have a lot to tell you about how you go about looking at yourself on this day one when you are about to set your career for a long time to come. And we have with us Professor Muthukrishnan, who is a very, very senior academician, who will tell you how to take to academics. With me, I have only few things to tell you. See, I always feel that this one important day, the other important day is the day you all graduate and go out of these portals. You know, these two are very important dates for us as far as we are concerned. On this day, you all come with an expectation. You know, I'm quite sure that all of you have some expectations that this is what I'm wanting, this is what I'm expecting to get. I assume from your end, the three main expectations that you all must be having is to get a degree in engineering. You know, without faltering, you should make sure that you get a degree with good credentials, and then thereupon either you may want to go for higher studies or take up a job. This again expectation 2. And then the third is, of course, being young, you all expect to have some good time, not something very, very stressful all the time. And at this, your expectation must be to get a degree, to get a job or go for higher education, and also to have a good time, have a happy time. These are your expectations, I assume. And you should remember, when you have an expectation, and so do we have certain expectations from you. What are they? We expect you to work hard. Okay? Your willingness to work hard. Your willingness to learn. Because you are here to, not for just spending time for 4 years. 4 years will run in no time. I always call it an 8-semester marathon. Your engineering degree is an 8-semester marathon. Before you turn around, you are into the 7th semester, wondering what to do. I have to prepare on one end for the industry requirement, and then I have to clear all my subjects and then be ready for an employment. You know, it's all, every day you should make sure that you should remember that you have a goal post. Okay? And what is it that you are doing every day towards that goal post? Okay, willingness to learn, willingness to work hard, and one non-negotiable, absolutely non-negotiable thing is discipline. Discipline doesn't mean, we somehow youngsters associate discipline means something to do with sadness. Being disciplined is not being sad. Being disciplined means doing the right things, having the right attitude, okay? Doing the right things at the right time, and having the right attitude. These are all coming within the description of discipline. And at no time, indecent behavior will be tolerated here. You all must be knowing by 17, you all are 17, you all know what is decent behavior and indecent behavior. When you behave indecently, your parents tell you, don't do this. You know, many times they would have told you that. So such behavior cannot be tolerated, number one. And one other thing that has come about of late is that technology has brought in with it a lot of good things. And on the side, there are also things that you all should be very aware of. You all are 17, becoming 18 very soon, and become legally, you are a legal entity. You understand, at 18. So while using social media, you have to be very, very careful. Taking picture of any person or place without their permission is not allowed. And posting it in any social media is not allowed, because it can lead to legal complications. I'm telling you this because you all are getting into that age. Don't think for your parents, you will always be a child. Whatever you may do, but at 18, the world looks at you as a major, eligible to vote, eligible to deal. You are a major and you can deal with legal things. Understand? So with these words, I would like to just say that have fun, that is the age you are in, but your willingness to work hard alone will take you to where you come for. So what you did in school will have to change to some extent to make yourself ready for the higher education portals. And then again, you'll have to get yourself ready by the end of this 4th year to get yourself ready for the world outside there. Okay, with these words, I would like to wish you all a very, very great time. The teachers are here to help you, whatever you want. Being an autonomous institution means a lot more responsibility, meaning your assignments will have to be submitted on time. Same assignment can be given maybe for 8-9 people, but teachers can easily make out that it is not original when you submit them. If your assignment is not original, you may not get your marks. All these things will be told to you in the classrooms today. So with these words, remember the responsibility. Rights comes with responsibility. Please enjoy both your rights and responsibility. I wish you all the very best. God bless you.
Thank you, madam, for those insightful and inspiring words. You are our great inspiration to all of us, madam. To make this occasion happier, I would be glad to request our beloved chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meganathan, to felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan, and our guest of honor, Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, by presenting a memento as a token of respect. Welcome, ma'am.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Dr. Sri Devi to introduce our chief guest.
I deem it as a great privilege to have asked to introduce the personality par excellence, Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan. Mr. Krishna Tyagarajan, Senior Vice President and Head, Analytics, Insights and Data, Virtusa, pursued his Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Communication at Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai, during 1991 to 1995, and completed his post-graduation in Master of Business Administration in Systems at Pondicherry University. Further, he pursued his second Master of Business Administration in Accounting and Finance at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business between 2002 to 2004. Sir worked with the CRM practice of Infosys as senior consultant from August 2004 to June 2006 in the area of strengthening the business intelligence footprint. He managed multiple clients and directly influenced revenue to the tune of around $5 million. He led the business intelligence practice for telecom infrastructure, media, and entertainment at Satyam Computer Services. Sir was the assistant vice president from the year 2006 to the year 2009, where he had managed a portfolio of 35 million US dollars. From the year 2009 to 2017, he was the Vice President of NTT Data Bangalore, where he was responsible for sales support, solutions for the global data and analytics practice. Later, he moved on to Tech Mahindra as Global Practice Head, Data and Analytics from the year 2017 to the year 2021. He currently serves as the Senior Vice President at Virtusa, heading their 4,000-strong data practice. Some of his excellences are proved in IT consulting and technology advisory experience in North America, Europe, and APAC. He is a trusted advisor to C-level executives of Fortune 500 firms. Sir is an expert in the field of data analytics and digital. Sir was invited by the Parliamentary Standing Committee of the Government of India to share perspectives on India Data Protection Bill. He has practical experience in harnessing leading-edge technologies for evolving business needs across industry verticals. He has successfully built and managed BI and analytics teams with more than 4,000 resources and USD 250 plus MN in revenues. Sir is skillful in positioning and leveraging analytics as a harbinger of business transformation. He can lead and manage large transformation initiatives. His responsibilities include account strategy, technology advisory, and RFP response. Words are insufficient to describe a person with such a great determination and spirit. Now it is my great honor to invite his good self to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Good morning. Great pleasure to be here, and thanks, madam, for giving a glorious representation of what I have done in the past. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot to the principal, Mr. P.K. Nagarajan, for having invited me. The chairperson, Mrs. Thangam, thanks a lot, ma'am. Muthu Krishnan, sir, Dr. Sundar, sir, thank you. It's really heartfelt that I'm standing here, and I remember how I was when I entered engineering, okay? And I wanted to hide my age, but madam read out my whole resume and said that I had completed engineering in 95. So just wanted to share a couple of tidbits. When I completed engineering, Apple was just a fruit that all of us were aware of. Being on the cloud meant something else. It was all negative if somebody is on the cloud. Digital just meant a watch, right? They say, oh, he has a digital watch. And a lot of things where we are seeing some new definitions for it today. But when I completed my engineering, at least things where ERP was doing very well. We had Y2K, which everybody said was going to be a big problem, and so on and so forth. And today when I look at where we are, as you guys enter the threshold of this college, we all know Apple stands for something else. All of us wants to have an Apple product. Apple stands for innovation. And everyone is on the cloud, right? So being on the cloud is a good thing today. And digital means a whole host of things. Digital means experience. Digital means financial services. Digital means social media. A lot of things have changed over the last 25 to 30 years. And the pace at which things have changed is phenomenal. And by the time you complete engineering, and let's say after 4 years, as a successful engineer, what you're going to face is going to be completely difficult. But I'm going to dare to make a couple of guesses as where the industry is moving towards, what I'm hearing from the different quarters, and see how we can make this whole experience meaningful for all of us. I wanted to share with you certain things which I felt would have been very useful to me if someone had told me at the time when I entered engineering rather than learning it at a much later stage. So first, I want to start with this concept of singularity. Okay, I don't know how many of you here understand the concept of singularity, but eventually it means that technology progresses. It's going to be very fast. Things are going to change, right? That we all agree. Change is inevitable. The base is going to completely start changing, but the basics remain the same. And I'll get back to that later. And singularity, I'll give you a simple example. When we started charting the human genome, this was in the early 80s, and by 90s, we said about 5% of the human genome has been mapped. And geniuses at that point in time started calculating that by the time the entire human genome is going to be mapped, 5%, 10 years, it's going to take at least another 100 years for us to get to where we need to be. But guess what? The mapping was done by around 2005, 2006. I may be a little long on the date, but just wanted to emphasize that as technology moves fast, the changes happen real quick. And there is an estimate out there, don't quote me on that, by 2045, we will have that perfect human conceived. A perfect human with DNA so that no diseases can attract him or her. That's the direction which we are moving. And as we are moving towards that, first I wanted to burst a couple of myths here. How many of you think that AI is going to replace humans? Can I see a show of hands? Don't be shy, come on. We are all learning here. First thing you should get rid of when you get into an institution is to get rid of your shyness. Okay, I see some brave ones from among the ladies, excellent. And some guys at the back who are always the brave ones. Thank you for that. it is not going to replace the humans. Let me tell you very clearly. The whole concepts of AI that we studied in the 90s, that is what is coming into production today. And at that time, when we think of artificial intelligence, I'll think of a human robot-like figure coming in and taking steps and all that, because the entire focus of AI was to build something that would replicate a human. But it's still far off. They still cannot get into areas of balance and stuff like that, and work is going on. But AI has transformed into something else. Ma'am was talking about transformation and what is happening, that inner transformation that needs to take place. There is also a transformation happening in the industry. AI has transformed into something else, where rather than focusing on trying to be human-like, it starts focusing on activities. Can I make my financial fraud detection faster? Can I make my healthcare diagnosis faster? So rather than focusing on trying to replicate a human, AI started moving in a direction where it tried to improve processes which were considered difficult for humans, like a calculator, for instance, which made things easier for us. But having a calculator did not get rid of math, right? We all know that it's there, it's an aid, it's a tool, it can help us. That's how I look at AI. How many of you here have heard of generative AI? Okay, very good, very good. Some show of hands. You would have all heard of ChatGPT. How many of you have heard of ChatGPT? Ah, there you go. That's generative AI. It's called LLM, large language models. And as you go through the portals of this institute, you will be learning more and more about that. It is getting close to reality as possible. And when I work with corporations, I was in Singapore a couple of weeks back, and I was delivering a speech on innovation. And I was asked a question: are you worried about artificial intelligence? I said, I'm not worried about artificial intelligence. I'm just worried about natural stupidity. And the reason is, people assume a whole lot of things. And they say, okay, this is going to replace this. Work is going to get impacted, and so on and so forth. Yes, there is going to be an impact, like how the industrial revolution brought about the impact. But the type of roles or the type of jobs that we are going to get into is going to be completely different. Now, here is where I keep a couple of notes, given my age. And some of you may be wondering, what is this Krishna Tyagarajan and Bala Tyagarajan doing here? Yes, we are brothers. If some of you are wondering if we are brothers or not, yes. And some people say that he's the better version of me, and that's a constant debate between us. All right, 4 years from now, as you exit the portals of this industry, what do you think we are going to see? My bets are on generative AI. And I say this for across the branches, be it mechanical, electrical, electronics, computer science, AI, data science, whichever field that you have chosen to specialize in, Gen AI is going to be huge, right? Because AI is something which is ubiquitous. I cannot restrict it to computer science. I cannot restrict it to anything else. The origins might have been in computer science. Can anyone guess when was the earliest version of AI that came into being? I'll give you some ranges: 1900 to 1950, 1950 to 1980, 1980 to 2000, 2000 to 2020. How many of you say that AI was there 1950 to 1950 to 2000? Any show of hands? Excellent. How many of you say that AI is just a very recent phenomenon? All right, all right. I like it, I like it. So the aspect here is, it's been around for a while, guys. Any rule-based interpretation or trying to mimic a human action could be AI. Some people say it's as early as 1915 when the US Postal Service tried something out. But I would say more with the Charles Babbage and some machine, the human machines that came into being, that is probably what was the advent of AI. And there is always this question of, is AI similar to machine learning, or is machine learning different? But let's not get into that. As I said, AI is there to stay. All of you are going to be getting yourself equipped on how to deal with it. In fact, in the G20 summit, which recently got concluded, there was a person from NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I don't know how many of you guys have heard of it. These guys are building GPUs. Excellent. They are building GPUs. If you have money, invest in NVIDIA stock. Again, don't quote me on that. They are building GPUs, next generation graphical processing units, right? And it is getting into the next gen of what we are talking about, moving away from what we call as row table-wise analysis of data to graphical representation of data and semantic analysis of data. So my first advice to you guys is keep one foot firmly on AI and Gen AI as you move through the course, irrespective of what your branch of study is. Second, and this is especially for computer students and electronic students, I can say with some level of confidence that coding as we know it is going to change. Okay, all of you may be really experts in C++, Java, Python, and so on and so forth. Continue being experts in that, and I'll tell you why. Basics should never change. You need to have your handles on the basics. But what's going to change is people are not going to expect you to do programming anymore. In the next 2 years, we foresee at least a 30 to 40% reduction in programming work, because it's all going to get into an area called prompt engineering. You don't have to know how to program, but you just need to know how to prompt, right? I need a piece of code which can find the maximum in a set of data. And then ChatGPT or any other LLM is going to give you a set of code. And you can look at it and then you can decide whether this is the right thing and go ahead with it. And what we have seen is the success of such a thing is critical on how you prompt it. So we are teaching students on prompt engineering, and I will be advising the Board of Studies here in my capacity to ensure that prompt engineering is added as a part of the curriculum on how exactly we deal with this. Now the question comes in, with prompt engineering coming in, will that be a threat to humans? I will again say no, it's not a threat to humans, because that's based on natural language. That's based on, most of it is in English, let's assume, whether Chinese, Korean, and other versions may be there. But even in the English language, it is very difficult to convey what you intend your program to do. I'll give you an example. And I'm sure all of you must be really good in math here, given that you have entered this engineering stream. Probability of A given B has happened is different from the probability of A and B happening together. All of you know that. There is this whole law around it. But in an English language, you cannot type it out. Very tough to type the sentence out and make the computer look at it as a conditional probability versus a joint probability. Just an instance, right? So that human element and that prompt element is going to be key here. And that's going to open up a lot of areas in what we call as KPO, the knowledge processing outsourcing business. And this is also about what we call as intent management. I'll get more into that intent management for those of you who may be curious about it. The other area that you guys need to be focused on is ESG. How many of you guys have heard of this term ESG? Any show of hands? This is the most important topic for any of the world summits that I have attended and that I have been a privy to. It's about environment, safety, and governance. Today, the question is, when I go to a customer, I represent Virtusa, I carry it proudly on my shirt here. When I go to a customer and I say, I do A, B, and C, they say, that's fine. A lot of companies do the same thing, but what is special about you? I say, look, in my company, we are carbon neutral. Okay, what do you mean by that? It means that whatever I'm consuming, the resources that I'm consuming are of biodegradable nature. I'm taking my electricity from solar, from these kind of resources. So that gives you a score. And today that is a score on the basis of which people are weighing you, whether they want to work with you or not, because they want you to have that mindset that you're always conscious about it. Right? That's another, keep it in mind, ESG, prompt engineering, I said generative AI. Keep one more thing in mind, this is my prediction. In 4 years from now, I will see engineering students taking an oath. Okay? You know, medical students take an oath, right? It's called as the Hippocrates Oath. They say that we will be very loyal, we will do our utmost and all that. Why do I say that engineering students will need to take an oath? I know, I'm sure some of you know the answers and may be shy to say it out. It is because in the field of AI, you can actually look at the data and make it state anything that you want. by looking at the way in which you slice and dice the data. This is called ethics in AI. When you talk about AI, we need to be conscious about ethics. We need to be conscious about bias that normally enters in. Let's say we look at, so that I don't get into any issues here. Let's say in the US, between whites and blacks, there is always an issue of race. So if I'm looking at a data, and if the data is heavily skewed to the white population, and if I'm trying to find out what is the gross annual income of people, I get a totally different answer. If, let's say, I introduce more diversity into the mix, I see a different answer. That's bias. So when you're looking at data is everywhere today. You can go to GitHub, and I'm sure your college has the facilities to do that. I was checking with your professors. You will have access to huge chunks of data, but how do you ensure that the decisions that you're taking are ethical, without bias, and more importantly, explainable, right? And why did this explainability concept started? It was because about 20 to 30 years back, there was an almost nuclear war that started off between the US and Russia because of an AI program which suggested that a missile attack was imminent. But there was no missile attack. It was just an algorithm that was gone flawed. So whatever decision the AI is telling you, there has to be explainability. Why did the program come to that decision? So that's going to be critical for us, irrespective of whichever streams that you're involved in. So keep these 4 things in mind, guys. I think this generative AI, prompt engineering, ESG, and this whole concept of ethical AI is going to govern how we see the future going forward from here. In addition to that, just a couple of things that I wanted to share before I hand over the mic. As when I came into engineering, I was really happy that because it's a sense of achievement. In fact, you all should applaud yourself. Just give yourself an applause, please. This applause is for you. You've taken the right decision, you've put your effort in, and you've gotten into one of the best institutes, right? But after that, sometimes a sense of slack might set in, right? You've achieved something, let me enjoy. And I went through the same phases before I realized in the 3rd year that I need to reform my behavior. So what I wanted to leave with you is, as Madam was saying, please focus on your studies, right? Even though I did not, I'm going to advise you to start focusing on it because industry is going to keep changing. Nothing is constant. But the basics are what is going to, basics that you pick up in an institute, that is what is going to save you in the long run. Mathematics, right? Basics of mathematics. Please keep questioning. Keep an inquisitive mindset. When your math teacher is there, when your engineering professors are there, keep questioning them. They will start working on Fourier transforms and fast Fourier transforms and all that. Please ask them where that is going to get used. Please have that link as to where something is going to get used. I learned it very late in my stage that differential equation and integral equation were very important for AI and decision making. And today I'm actually going back and revising on my integral calculus and differential calculus. So please focus on your studies, get your basics right, because things are going to keep changing, but as long as your basics are right, I'm sure that you're going to be successful. Keep your curiosity alive, right? Keep that sense of curiosity alive. And today when we go out to recruit people, initial way was we used to keep an aptitude test, a group discussion, and then we will look at the semester marks, which are important, and then we will take a call. Today it's all about hackathons. Your madam was also talking about hackathons. Every company is going to throw a set of challenges to you, and people who are active, who are latching on to those challenges, and it is not really important whether you have the right solution or not. What is more important is the rigor with which you approach the problem. And Virtusa today, just from as an aside, we call ourselves as an engineering first company. And I was also wondering, why are we calling ourselves engineering first? It is all about how you approach a problem. And after so many years, I've realized that the main thing about a problem is define the problem right. And to define a problem correctly and to have the contours clearly identified, you need to have that engineering mindset which the institution teaches you. And what you will acquire without you realizing it is what we call as mental frame. You will have a frame because our view of the outside world is the window that we create for ourselves, right? Wherever we are. And as we look out the window, we see situations and we come to conclusions on what that situation could be. How that window should be created is what these institutes give you, right? You may not be using the same Java code that you learned today. Maybe 10 years from now, there could be something else. But how you approach the problem and the discipline that Madam was talking about, the rigor that you bring into this whole equation is going to define what kind of an individual you're going to be in future. With that, I want to wish you all the very best. Thanks to you all for listening to me patiently. Thanks to the parents as well. I know it's a warm day outside, but wishing you all the best. And I hope to see you all in the industry soon enough. Across the industry, it's become a very small world. And I'm sure that our paths will cross multiple times in the future. Keep your curiosity alive. Keep your intellect alive. And I'm sure that you will be very successful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your illuminating and enlightening speech on AI. Now I call upon Madam Mrs. Mary Suryakala to introduce our guest of honor.
A pleasant morning to one and all present here. Today, we have a privilege of being in the presence of a true visionary and a leader in the field of management in information technology sectors. Our guest of honor has dedicated his career in finding innovative solutions for promoting the human relationships and the broadcast of worldwide. He is none other than Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, Vice President, Information Technology, Cape Gemini in the Greater Bangalore area. He is an IT executive for more than 28 years, having global experience in operational and strategic leadership. He is an expert in seeding and growing the global in-house centers, general management, profit and loss management, and in directing complex multiple services, client delivering engagements. He is renowned for his demonstrative ability in developing and maintaining internal and external executive relationships, building cross-functional, cross-geographic high-performance teams, and leading matrices organizations like Accenture, Tesco, and Oracle. He has the skill of delivering business-critical programs in global distributed teams. He is known for his expertise in transforming large projects from traditional waterfall methodology to an agile way of working. He has acquired a solid reputation for leading efficiently the operational strategies and changing across UK, Europe, and India by reconstructing into products and services. He is a proficient leader in driving organizations, initiatives like innovation, transformation, process optimization, and standardization, and in creating a common service delivery mechanism across national and international groups. He is also a competent communicator and a presenter. He has an efficient resilience and networking skills. His technical and innovative skills are managed service integration information technology, consulting IT management, agile methodologies executive, management outsourcing, business process IT services, management incident, management software, development service delivery, management supply chain, management business process, improvement managed business, development Oracle e-business, suite vendor management, program management solutions, architecture business analysis, ERP software projects, management Oracle IT strategy are some of his exceptional skills. He was graduated with honors from the Bharatiyar University and completed his associate diploma in finance in the Institute of Chartered. He has took his master's degree in computer application from Bharatiyar University. Later on, he has completed his MBA General Management from Graduate School of Business, DePaul University, Ghaziabad in 2003. So he has also done his postgraduate diploma in Retail Management, Institute of Management Technology. He has even done a certificate program in Retail Management and Logistics from Xavier Labor Relations Institute, Jamshedpur. He started his career in the year 1995. He served as a software engineer in Ashok Leyland, senior engineer in IT solutions, consultant on Senior Consultant, the Knowledge Group, Senior Consultant, GE Medical Systems, Principal Technologist from St. John's Controls Limited, Principal Consultant, Oracle North America, India, Support Manager, Tesco, Senior Manager, Accenture, Tesco HSC Head Services in Asia, then Senior Director in Cape Gemini. The main responsibilities that he was able to have is that response support, client presentation, implementation of business relationship, and industry analysis. Then he was the head of IT department in Hudson's Bay Company. His main responsibilities are setting up the Indian operation for Hudson Bay Company. At present, he is the Vice President, Information Technology, Cape Gemini since May 2019 in Greater Bangalore area. Heading the industrialization program of Cape Gemini, his responsibilities is to introduce sector expertise into all deals facing off to Europe, North America, and to act as a sales enabler. He works with the multiple stakeholders across the spectrum, internal as well as external, to the fundamentally shifting the paradigm of Cape Gemini. He too developed tools to enable business monitoring and to enable the neutralization of watermelon effect. His accomplishment, he has received a certificate from Blockchain Architect from Blockchain Council. He is the honor member of Beta Gamma Sigma in the year 2003. RITians are enthralled and proud to have you here, sir. Let us all put our hands together to welcome Mr. Bala Tyagarajan, Vice President, Information Technology, Cape Gemini in the Greater Chennai, Bangalore. The young minds are awaiting to be embraced by your prolific and profound knowledge. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. If I had known that ma'am was going to give such a detailed curriculum vitae for me, I would have recorded it, because now you know curriculum vitae is always as a recorded voice, right? It would have been very helpful, so ma'am could have actually warned me. At the end of my conversation, I'm actually going to ask you to vote. Who's the bigger Tyagarajan? He did say that, right? He claims himself to the bigger Tyagarajan. So let's see who's the bigger Tyagarajan, okay? Are you up for it? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, yes, good. All right, okay. So dignitaries on the dais and off it. And dear students, and the most important people, the guests of honor, the parents, thank you very much for having me here today. So a couple of things I wanted to say, right? So number one, I've been working with the college for about, I would say, 6-7 months now. So you should pat yourself on your backs, not the next person's, because நீங்க அந்த மாதிரி பக்கத்துல இருக்கவங்களோட முதுகு தட்டினீங்கன்னா அடி வந்துரும். அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. So pat yourselves on your backs because you've chosen the right institution, because the vision of this institute is actually to take education to the next level, right? Now the reason why I'm saying that is because you are at the crossroads of what I call as revolution in education. Now, at one point in time, how many of you know Henry Ford? Show of hands. Okay, so I have to thank Krishna for this because I did not know how to get the audience to respond. So great, thank you. So, okay, so Henry Ford famously said, right? A car can be in any color as long as it's in black. Okay? That's no longer the norm now, because today it's the world of what I call as specializations. So it's the world of making things unique. So the sector is also looking for things like that. Therefore, just telling me that I am a C++ programmer or a Java programmer or a Python programmer is not going to work anymore. That's exactly what Krishna also alluded to earlier, right? So I'm not going to repeat that. But what is important is that people should actually know what they are doing something for rather than how they do it. The how comes later. Yeah, how is important? I'm not saying how is not important. So you should have a method to bring things to life. But what are you bringing to life, right? That's what is critical. Now, when ma'am read out my CV, you'd have heard that I did a postgraduate in retail management. I did something in finance. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to understand what is it that I'm coding for. So I started my career as a coder, right? But for the last 10 years, I've forgotten coding completely. And the reason is very simple, right? Any programming language can be taught in 1 week. If anyone disagrees, please show me your hands. Any programming language, right? As long as you know the structure, as long as you know how to approach a problem, you can code. right? The syntax is the last thing you need to be worried about. Doesn't mean I'm asking you to not learn Java or C++. It's important. What I'm telling you is that please do not go and learn C++, C+++, Java, Java+++. No. Just learn one language. Just understand the structure of how something works. And then focus your entire effort, the entire 4 years that you're here, to figure out why you're doing something. Now, like I said, so if there is a lot of difficulty that is put on you in the next 4 years, I am to blame, along with Sundar sir, because we have been completely changing the curriculum, right? So we have revamped the curriculum. So now what's going to happen is we are introducing what's called as experiential learning. How many of you have heard about experiential learning? There is one person there, two. Okay, good. Okay, oh yeah, three, thank you. So what is experiential learning? Experiential learning means that there needs to be a use case that you solve. So for example, if I take database management systems, now people who are not of computer science background will not understand this, but in 1 year you will know what is DBMS, right? So what is database management systems? Now, instead of just going and learning database management system, you should understand how am I going to create a data structure using the constructs in data management system. That's what I mean by use case. Now, once you do that, it becomes very easy for you to sell yourselves as well. See, ultimately, the idea is, at the end of these 4 years, how many of you just want to go out as engineers? Show of hands. You just want to go out as an engineer. Okay, that's an interesting answer. Okay, two. Okay, no, your mindset should be a little different. You should go out as people who the industry will want to grab. You should go out as experts, as leaders, right? That's what is important. That's the changing norm, right? So that's what the industry is also looking for. For example, Krishna alluded to what happens in interviews, right? I'll also add to that. When I'm sitting in front of a person, I'm not going to ask him or her to write a piece of code. I'm not going to do that, no. I'm going to give a problem, and I'm going to see what's the structured approach that comes out. What's the thought process that goes into it? Is the person sitting in front of me understanding the problem? Is he or she capable of telling me what the problem is? So that's what I keep stressing. Tell me what the problem is first. Don't jump to solutions, right? Solutions can come later. So that is very important, right? Am I saying something that's Greek and Latin, or were you guys prepared for this already? That this is how it's going to be, or were you just thinking that it's going to be rote learning? You know what's rote learning, right? What we used to do in 10 plus 1 plus 2, just take the book, read from end to end, go and write in the exam. That's rote learning, right? Now, in my opinion, even the exam pattern needs to change. The exam patterns, at least where we have some influence over, we're going to change it completely. The exam is going to be a take-home test. Do whatever you want, but there's going to be a problem statement. Come back to me with an answer. Right? Now, take-home tests are the most difficult. Trust me on it. Because I did my MBA from the US, about 70% of all my exams were take-home. We would pray for an exam that's actually given in the class because those are easy. A take-home test will take the life out of you. It will suck the life out of you because there will be nothing there. It will be just one statement from which you have to glean what the problem is and then solve the problem. Right? That's kind of where I want to drive. Right? So that's what you're going to see in the next 4 years. How many of you are excited? How many of you are scared? It's okay to be scared. How many of you are scared? Okay, there is one person who's bold enough to admit that he or she is going to be scared. It's a he or a she. Okay, one he, one she. Okay, whatever. So gender neutral. So that person is actually saying that he or she is scared. It's good to be scared, but don't be. Because this makes learning interesting, right? I'm not going to say it's going to make learning easy. Learning is never easy, guys, trust me on it. Yeah, I have been through so many learnings in my about 20 years of studies. It's never easy. Yeah, you always want to get to the next one, you always want to get it done. But the whole purpose is to make it interesting. The minute you make it interesting, what's going to happen is the difficulties are going to go on the back burner. You're going to enjoy the difficulty. You're going to enjoy the toughness of it. You're going to enjoy the journey, right? That's what is important. How many of you are aware of this kind of a learning? How many of you have done this in the past? Any show of hands? There is one person, 2, 3. Okay. So there are some people who have actually gone through these kind of learnings, which is very good. because that's what you're going to see, yeah, in the next 4 years. Now, see, it's all about preparing you for the career ahead. Now, I'm actually older than him, but I don't carry any cheat sheets, right? I don't have cheats with me. I don't have anything written on my phone to remind me of what I need to talk about next. So there might be a slight delay. So pardon me for that, yeah, because I don't believe in that. Yeah? So sorry for that. So I'll have to, again, gather my thoughts. But what I'm trying to say is that the paradigm shift has already happened. Now, there are a lot of, I would say, colleges which are already embarking on this journey. And the great thing is, the college is autonomous. So which means that there is about 35 to 40% flexibility that we have in kind of talking about how to teach something. There might not be too much flexibility in changing the core curriculum. The core is still going to be there, right? But the way in which something is actually, the learning is imparted is definitely going to be different. The other thing that I want to actually talk about is, how many of you are aware of waterfall versus agile? Show of hands. It's great that you don't know, which is very good, because I don't want you to learn waterfall at all, right? It has to be agile. The day in which we used to wait for 6 months for something to come, right? Like a building construction, etc., is not the norm anymore. People want results in 2 to 3 weeks. So we've started some small projects wherein we are expecting a feedback every 3 weeks. And the teams also are small, because what happens is the work piece that you take are very, very small. And it'll be very easy also for you, because what happens is you get feedback immediately on what you've done right, what you've done wrong, and therefore it becomes easy to change course. You know what's the meaning of changing course, right? So for example, if you're thinking that this is the way in which a particular solution needs to go, and you know that it's taking you in a wrong direction, then what ends up happening is that in the 3-week, 4-week touch pace that you have, you know you're going in the wrong direction. So it's not too late, because the maximum we've lost is 4 weeks of work. So you can come back and then you can start doing it again. So even teaching can be agile. So I've been working with your professors, and they are extremely cooperative, that even teaching needs to be agile, right? So the days of just walking through slideware, of course, slideware should still be there. The teachers have to prepare for 24 hours before they give a 1-hour lecture. Guys, being a teacher is very difficult. Trust me on that, yeah? They actually prepare more than you do, okay? So please appreciate them for that. Give them a big clap, all the teachers. It's not an easy task, guys. It's a really, really difficult task, yeah, to be a teacher. Now, having said that, making that also agile is going to help both you and the teachers, because then they will understand, okay, now this is, I'm not able to get to the students, because you have to get through to the students. If you're not able to get through and you're looking at the blackboard and writing something, that's going to all get lost. Therefore, even teaching needs to be flexible, agile. So that's something else that you will see, right? In addition to that, so am I saying that you shouldn't learn core engineering? Should you only focus on sectors, etc.? No, I'm not saying that. Now, I know most of you here are computer science students. Now, there are people in electronics and mechanical as well, and they might be thinking I should have gotten into computers. But guys, don't worry about it. Yeah? Whether you are computer science or whether you are electronics, the kind of projects you're going to get are exactly the same. It's going to be interdisciplinary, right? So don't worry about it. The mechanical student will learn coding, and vice versa. Computer science will have to learn what supply chain. That's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of cross-pollination, because that's the only way to survive in this industry, right? You have to be a vertical expert. Now, at the end of 4 years, am I expecting you to become the supply chain manager of an organization? No, that's not the purpose of this. The purpose is, if I go to an organization and they're giving me a challenge saying that, can you look at the supply chain and use software to solve this problem? I need an interdisciplinary approach, right? So I need mechanical to come in and say, okay, here is the process flow, here is how manufacturing happens, here is where the raw material comes from, and the computer science students to work with the mechanical student to create a solution for that. So which means both learn in the process. That's how the world is moving, guys. So there is nothing like, this is the branch, I'm going to stick to this. Those days are gone. Yeah? So it has to be interdisciplinary. In fact, I'm actually pretty jealous of people who are in electronics and communication and mechanical, because I did not get that opportunity. I'm a physics graduate who went to MCI directly. So of course I do know some physics, a little bit here and there. But I've been a computer science guy. The reason why I jumped into management is because I felt the futility of working only on coding. It is not going to help. It doesn't help, it didn't help me, and it will not help either. So that's where you need to be. That's how you need to think. Yeah? So there will, of course, be some core courses in computer science also which introduce you to the other branches of engineering. But my encouragement to you is actually do a little bit of deeper study. So you're going to see some industry people coming in and giving you 1 credit courses or no credit courses as well. Please make the most use of it. So the principal sir and I have been talking about it. So there will be some courses that are organized for you. It's all for your benefit. And based on that, you need to then pick what you want to do from your professional electives. Do you know the course curriculum? You know the structure of the course? All of you? Okay, if you don't, engineering has something called as professional electives, right? So there's about 6 professional electives starting from 5th semester on. Now, these professional electives so far have been all over the place. So typically, like what I did in management, pick the courses that are the easiest to pass, that will give you the most marks. But that's not what we will encourage. Of course, it's not going to be a mandate, but we would mentor and we would encourage people to actually go down one vertical. So we have created about 6 to 7 verticals, depending on the branch that you're going to specialize in. And each one of these are going to have some industry expert come in and talk so that you can choose which branch you want to take. But again, what I would encourage you to do is pick one vertical, go deep into that vertical, do not sway horizontally. It's not going to help you. So you need to go deep, right? So it's basically, how many of you are from ICSE? How many of you are from CBSE? ICSE? Very less. CBSE? Wow. Okay. Nice. So, you know what's the difference between CBSE and ICSE, right? So ICSE has the same horizontal branch. It goes deep, deep, deep. CBSE will start deep and it will stay there. Yeah. So if you ask me which is more difficult, in the beginning year, CBSE is very difficult. But as you progress, ICSE becomes extremely tough. Yeah. So CBSE 10th is very easy. ICSE 10th is super difficult. I know because my kids did ITSE 10th. I had to teach them chemistry and physics, so I know how difficult it is. Yeah. I had to study first before I could teach them. And there were so many questions that came after that also from my children, which I could not answer. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. And then they came to 12th, CBSE 12th, and that is really, really super difficult. No, unfortunately, I did not put them in state board. I should have put them in state board because it would have been very easy. So I decided CBSE would be the best. I put them in CBSE. I struggled. Whether they struggled or not, I don't know. I really struggled. Yeah, and my brother actually teaches mathematics for them. You can ask him how much he struggled. So the reason why he's talking about all integration and differentiation like he studied it yesterday is because of that. He actually studied it yesterday because there is one little girl at home who is in 11th now whom he is teaching integration to. So that's the reason. So it's not because of anything else. It's because of the fact that he's forced to read it, right? So yeah, jokes apart, integration and differentiation is going to run everything, guys. So data management, like Krishna was talking about, is something that we will focus on. So again, talking about Python is not going to help. Now, what is Python used for? What is Python known for? Python is known for making artificial intelligence easy and accessible. It's known for its power to actually manipulate data. Therefore, when you're being taught when you're being taught Python, I've requested the entire curriculum to be focused on data analysis and on AI. So that's how you're going to learn it. You're going to learn the usage first and then the how, right? Now, if you see anywhere in the curriculum where this is not getting done, please bring it to any of our notice. We'll immediately change it, right? Because the whole idea is that I want it to be an experiential-based learning. It cannot be theoretical, book-based learning anymore. It will not happen. Now, you will see probably in about 3 months, I'm going to take a supply chain course. So I'll encourage you to sign up, not because it's me, but because it's supply chain. Yeah, I can be boring as well, like I am today, but I'm going to bring in somebody else as well, who I hope will be more interesting than I, but let's see. Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to share with you. So I will be here. I'm going to come here at least once in every month. I will be interacting with you more often because as you progress through these 4 years, like I said, we are completely revamping the curriculum. Now, in some terms, you are actually the guinea pigs, but the guinea pigs in good ways, right? Because you are at the forefront of what I call, like again, using the same words, revolution in education. Right? So you're going to be there at the forefront, so make the most use of it, because that's how I want the college to be known outside, that it's a college that's at the threshold of the new norms of education. Thank you, guys. Okay, now for the vote. Who was better? Was it me or Krishna? Yeah, okay. Okay, show of hands. All those who think Krishna was better, hands. Okay. I'm feeling very sad for you, Krishna. Okay, so all those who think I was better. Okay, I win hands down. Thank you, guys. Okay, I win hands up. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Our students are on their way to march on your footsteps. Thank you, sir, for your valuable and inspiring thoughts. Not every friend is a sincere advisor, but every advisor is a friend in what they are advising. Great leaders surround themselves with esteemed advisors. Now, I request our advisor, Dr. C.R. Muthukrishnan, to felicitate the audience present here today.
Namaste, Vanakkam, Namaskaram. Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, Dr. Hari, Professor Balasubramanian, faculty of RIT, staff and students, and other well-wishers. I'd like to start with a simple question to the students here. Why have you come to RIT? Ask yourself this question. I think the simple answer would be that you want to get a degree at the end of 4 years, 23, 27. I would say you want to earn the degree, not just get the degree, but earn the degree of Anna University, which will give you a head start in terms of a future. That's what you're here for. So it's a good beginning. As they say, well begun is half done, but another half remains. It's only half done. Another half remains, and that half will be the 4 years ahead of you. You have to make these 4 years work for you. How will you go about it? Of course, the institution will provide many facilities, many support, faculty, laboratories, various activities and so on. But you need to focus and have concentration. You're all about 16. I have grandchildren about your age who will be going to college, if not this year, next year. And I've seen through 2 generations. At your stage of being between 16 and 21 or 17 and 21, the most important thing is how you focus and concentrate on what you have on your hands and how you get the maximum, the best out of it. I would say in that respect, you should not only focus on the curriculum, don't become bookworms alone. By all means, study is important. But in addition to academic curriculum, co-curricular and extracurricular activities are also important. And these make you a full person. And there are several facilities in RIT to support all these co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Our chief guest and the guest of honor, who have very distinguished service as engineers with rich experience in industry, have brought home to you and shared with you many of their ideas and thoughts which will help you in guiding yourselves through these 4 years. Our chairperson also has mentioned a few things of importance. The field is vast. Every one of them has pointed out that what you learn here would give you a start, but will not take you too far. You will graduate by 2027, and then by 2047, when we will be celebrating the 100th year of independence, it's also referred to as Amrita Kal. Most of you will be in your early 40s or late 30s. You will still have another 15, 20 years, 25 years ahead of you. Engineering offers great opportunity. India, our country, is growing at least 7-8% per annum GDP. And much of this economic growth, which is not only going to be centered for quality of life of India and Indians, our citizens, it's also going to touch in a significant way and contribute to the global economy. And in this, so this is a great opportunity, but with some tough challenges. The opportunity is there for you, and engineering and technology, which are sort of close cousins or twins, you can say, make many solutions possible in terms of serving society, in terms of removing pain points, in terms of enriching the lives of people and so on. Several fields, be it education, healthcare, be it economy, be it services, and so on. And you're in a good stance because you're at a time when you're entering the higher education, the first professional degree that you will be acquiring, at a time when India has gained enormous respect globally in the world. So you have a head start. You not merely, earlier it used to be said that if you have an Indian passport, you will be accepted in the Silicon Valley. But now you are not merely accepted in the Silicon Valley, you will be most welcome in the Silicon Valley, not in the sense of you are having to go there, but you can do it here. In recent years, we have seen young minds getting into entrepreneurship, getting into startups, giving shape to their own ideas in terms of solutions that they can bring out and so on. There are many opportunities that have opened up, such as hackathons, startups, Startup India, and so on. And I would very strongly recommend you to search and locate a YouTube video on 10 hot startups in Bangalore in India. Every one of these 10, only 10 are mentioned, there are probably another 30 or 40, not only in Bangalore, but in other parts of India and so on. But these 10, most of them are less than 4 years old. They've all started between 2018, 2017, 18, and later. And many of the CEOs of these startups are just about maybe 4 years ahead of you or 5 years ahead of you. So this is a great opportunity. So in order to help yourself to avail many of these possibilities, in fact the RIT tagline is believe in the possibilities. I would say believe in your possibilities. To make these possibilities work for you, you need to build a good foundation. Some of what you learn in the curriculum may not directly seem to be very particularly useful in the immediate context, but they might provide a strong and sound foundation. And some of what you learn in the curriculum will definitely be obsolete in a few years' time, and because world would have moved on, there will be new ways to do things, and new tools, new techniques, and so on. Looking back at my own engineering education, I can say in my 40, 50 years of professional life, both in the academic world and the industry world, I have used directly very little of what I studied in my first degree. But my first degree has helped me in terms of developing my penchant for curiosity, my analytical thinking, my critical thinking skills, and so on. So these are also important. So look at the curriculum, the academic, and also the co-curricular opportunities and extracurricular opportunities to develop you in a wholesome fashion where you can discover your own strengths, your own passions, and pursue it vigorously. And you have to have a strong, solid, clear foundation. What you know, you must know well, and you should also know what you do not know that you do not know. That's a good way to build a great future for you. Now, I would like to share a few words with parents here. I'm a grandparent, so I have some rights to say a few words to the parents. Most of you are probably in the 40s, early 40s or late 30s, and many of you probably have just one or two kids in your family, 2 kids maybe. So many nuclear families, which is the current prevailing large part of the scenario in our country. And you would come from different backgrounds. Some of you may have studied in Tamil medium or learnt English only as a second language but not otherwise, and so on. So don't be conditioned by these starting handicaps or advantages or handicaps. Don't be conditioned by that. I studied in Tamil medium, and the first day I went to college, everything was in English. எனக்கு கண்ணை கட்டி காட்டில் விட்ட மாதிரி இருந்தது. But I survived. I survived fairly successfully. All of you can do it. Believe in yourself. And the word to parents, be a boundary wall that you will not be seen, you will not be felt by your children. You must provide the space beyond which they will not transgress, but that space should be large enough so that they don't feel the boundary hitting them or the boundary constraining them. Listen to them much more than talk to them. Listen to them, not only what they say, but also what they don't say, but what they communicate to you by what they do, what they express, their circle of friends, and so on. And these 4 years is a bit of a tapas. Those of you who are staying in the hostels, don't run away at the first excuse back home. 2 days holidays, so we'll go home and come back. You can do that a little bit in the beginning, but I'm sure the ambience here will very soon make you feel at home in the campus. And those of you who are day scholars, also think in course of time whether you can become a resident student so that you can avail to a greater degree what the college has to offer to you. So, with these words, I wish you a bright future, a great and challenging time. And if you have any difficulty or any problem, any issue whatsoever, feel free to come up and talk about it, share it with maybe with your parents at home, or maybe with the management, with the faculty here, with the principal, the team, and so on. Every problem has a solution and a good solution, but you have to seek it. If you don't seek it, it won't automatically come to you. Initially you will have, but in course of time, you will find that you will become your own masters to solve your problems. So the important things to focus are good health, healthy mind, and a hard work and a sustained, steady, focused concentration on curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities. Wish you a bright future. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for caring, inspiring, and motivational speech. Now, I would like to request our principal, Dr. P.K. Nagarajan, to introduce the head of the departments and senior professors.
Very good morning once again. It's my pleasant privilege to introduce the key people and the senior faculty members of our institution. So I just start from myself. I am Dr. P.K. Nagarajan, principal of this institution. I'm having 25 years of experience. My research area is nanofluids. I did my PhD in NIT Trichy. I have published more than 50 journal publications. I have guided more than 9 scholars for their PhD. I have also received funding from DST from worth of 19 lakhs through Young Scientist Scheme. And next, I introduce Professor Sundar, our director, backbone of all research works carried out by our faculty. Sir is having over 40 years of combined academic and industrial experience. He also served as faculty in the prestigious IIT Madras, worked in Silicon Valley, US in VLSI chip design. His area of specialization includes machine vision solutions, video streaming over IP, system on chip architecture, voice over packet systems, embedded system designs, digital signal processing, speech technologies, digital system and VLSI design. He also having several publication and conference papers in his credit. He also served on, he also guiding several research projects, and also he also completed several sponsored research projects from DRDO, DST, IDP, GTRE, DRDO, RCI DRDO, and DST sensors in different areas of technology. Dr. Joy Winnie-Weiss, Dean Academics. She has teaching experience around 29 years, and she published more than 52 papers in reputed journal. She is background of computer science and engineering. She owns 2 patents. She, added to this, she is a member of Syllabus Framing Committee of Regulation 21, Anna University. She also reviewer for reputed international journals. Professor Rajeswaran, Dean Mechanical. He is having rich experience in industry and teaching. Sir has received a project from Taifa Corps in the area of mission vision. He always insists on practical based learning. And next, Dr. M. Saravanan. He is heading Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Computer Science and Business System. He has more than 26 years of teaching experience and research experience. He has published more than 16 articles in international journals and also published 3 books. He published 5 patents, and also he has a membership in prominent professional bodies. Moreover, he is a reviewer of various international journals. Dr. A. Arthi, heading Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and Computer Science Engineering, specialization Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. She has 26 years of teaching experience as a faculty of Engineering and Technology. She has been author of 12th standard textbook for computer application, Directorate of Public Instructions, Government of Tamil Nadu. She also reviewed 12th standard book of textbook for computer technology, Department of School of Education, Government of Tamil Nadu. She has received Silver Partner Faculty Award in the year 2019, Bronze Partner Faculty Award in 2020 from Infosys Campus Connect programs. Dr. Ashok Kumar Srinivasan, heading Department of Computer Science, Electronics and Communication Engineering and Computer Communication Engineering. He has total experience of 14 years, which includes teaching and research. Area of research interest are antennas and RF microwave, MEMS and NEMS. He has published more than 118 SCI and Scopus indexed journals and authored 16 book chapters. He received 3 Modrop Lab funding, approximately 45 lakhs from AICT. Moreover, he also reviewed minor project grant from UGC from 2019 to 21. He is top 1% reviewer in and around the world based on the publication record, 270 SCI and Scopus reviewed, papers reviewed. Dr. S.K. Rajesh Khanna, he is heading Department of Mechanical Engineering. His area of research is industrial engineering, have experience of 19 years. He published more than 164 journals and published 6 patents and authored 2 books. He has received Best Teacher Award in the year 2018 by Rula, Malaysia, Best Researcher Award by IOSRD, and Best Teacher Award and Best Researcher Award in the year 2022 from SKCET. Dr. B. Janani, she is heading the Department of Humanities and Social Science. She has almost having 17 years of experience. Her main research interests include queuing theory and probability. She has published numerous international journals. She recognized PhD supervisor from Anna University, Chennai, has been guiding PhD research scholars also. She has completed project titled Analysis of Queuing Models under various schemes. She has been working on book proposal, Design and Analysis of Wireless Communication with Queuing Models, Taylor and Francis publication. In addition to this, he has been serving as a reviewer for many prominent and renowned journals. Next, Dr. V.M. Gopinath, Head of Innovation and Incubation Cell. He is an accomplished professional, having strong academic background and extensive research industrial experience. He has embarked his postdoctoral degree in the field of Industry 4.0, Smart Factory at Concordia University, where he held prestigious Horizon Postdoctoral Fellowship. He has published many research papers in high-indexed journals with high impact factor of 25.56. He has acquired many patents. Professor Prince Pakiraj, Head Outage, he is a mechanical engineering graduate, having 18 years of experience and looking after the students' admission and coordinating and organizing the various programs for school initiatives in our campus. Dr. G. Sai Krishnan, Placement and Training Officer. His PhD area is friction materials, composites, and he is having experience of around 8 years and published more than 60 papers in reputed international journals. He is having one design patent granted in the year 2020 in the title of Design of Perfume Bottle by using biometric sensor, and published 3 books in Springer Lecture Note Series in the area of composite material. Received 20,000 rupees from DST for conducting entrepreneurship awareness camp, and he also received a Best Coordinator Award from ICT Academy for organizing UiPath Robotic Process Automation course in the year 2021. Dr. P. Darwin, Industry Relation Officer. He is having more than 10 years of industry experience. He is coordinating the industry interaction program like guest lecture, industrial visit, internship, industrial consultancy project, and also he is heading the business incubator in our campus. The business incubator is funded by MSME, and also he is coordinating for Idea Hackathon conducted by MSME as well as Women Hackathon conducted by MSME. Dr. Chandra, Controller of Examination. She is having 24 years of teaching experience, and she has published 3 patents. Also, she has published more than 34 papers in national and international journals. She awarded Young Woman Scientist 2020 by Dr. Abdul Kalam Educational Trust. She also received Research Ratna Award for Best Researcher in the year 2018. Her areas of interest include electromagnetic field, transmission line, waveguides, and wireless communication. Dr. G. Muthu, coordinating the Industry Institution Innovation Council. He is having more than 20 years of teaching experience and industry experience of 4 years. He has 15 journal publications and also published a patent titled Design and Development of Smart Suit for Assisting the Pregnant Woman. Dr. C. Ganesh, NBA coordinator of our college. Sir is having more than 27 years of experience, having 26 research publications, produced 4 PhD research scholars in Anna University, and his areas are Principles of Control System is the book he published, and also he published 4 patents. Next, Dr. D. Nagarajan, research coordinator. He is having 23 years of experience, both academic and research, in national as well as international institutions. He has published more than 125 research articles. in international reviewed journals as well as serving as reviewer for many prestigious reviewed journal, peer-reviewed journal. He is a recognized PhD supervisor from Anna University, Chennai. He has one granted patent in his credit and also having one MSME startup company. He is collaborating with research in Malaysia, Morocco, Turkey, USA, Indonesia, and South Korea. He is a guest editor for 3 journals and also co-author for 3 books published in different publishers like Lambert and Notion Press. Mrs. Smita, Administrative Officer. Smita, an administrative professional with more than 12 years of experience in both industry and educational institutions. She possesses expertise in effective organizational management, effective resource allocation, and the implement of streamlined administrative process. Mrs. K. Rajalakshmi, HR Manager. She has 20 years of experience, professional experience in responsible role within human resource in different educational institutions. She is management professional with a master's in business administration and specialization in human resource. She has initiated training modules for various training programs. Next, Mr. M. Shanmugavel, with 2 decades of dedicated service in the field of librarianship. Shanmugavel is a seasoned and highly skilled librarian throughout his institution career. He has constantly demonstrated an unwavering commitment to prompt the knowledge dissemination and fostering of love for reading. Once again, I heartily welcome all the freshers to our college and ensure that we will do everything possible to equip with you to best possibilities with possible teaching resources, practical exposures, and training methods. I am certain that you would find the most inspiring years of your life. I hereby wish you a happy and academically fulfilling journey and an outstanding stay in our college. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The fragrance of flowers spread only through the direction of the wind, but the goodness of the person spreads in all directions. I consider it a great honor to welcome our director, Dr. R. Sundar, to propose vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. And it's my pleasure and honor to propose the vote of thanks for this particularly for this function. And obviously, I have to do my duty to thank our guests, the 2 guests who have come here, brothers here, named actually Krishna Tyagarajan and Bala Tyagarajan. I shouldn't call them as guests. In fact, Bala has now been with us for, as he himself told you, about 6 months or so, interacting with us. And as we embarked on our autonomous journey, he's been with us trying to see how to reframe our curriculum and see to it that it fits what is appropriate in today's context. Both of them are from the industry, and whatever they have talked about, keep it in mind, that is what they as industrialists see is the most important. Not just because of what I am saying, it's because of what they themselves have observed and seen. And as you can see, they are in top positions in the industry. And what they explicitly told you also, what they look for. They are not going to look for you whether you can code, write a program for something. They are looking for something else, whether you understand how to solve a problem. In fact, thank you, Krishna, for pointing out the most important requirement of being very sound in the basics, which is the foundation blocks that is very necessary for all of us. And so with that view, ensure that you pick up everything as you progress through these 4 years, and that can become the foundation for what you are as a person, so what you are in your career. Okay? And similarly, I think Krishna pointed out about the ability to have experiential learning. Now, what that means is, what better way to learn than to experience it? All of us remember everything that happens on some very special thing that you saw, so different. And you say, yes, I remember it. It was in my very young days, but why? Because of the fact that you experienced it yourself, so you can remember it forever in that sense. Same way, experiential learning talks about not just reading what you see in the books or trying to understand what is in the books, but trying to apply it to some problem and seeing its manifestation of the ideas, the thought, the knowledge, everything that's gone into it, and what you see as the behavior of the system. So experiential learning becomes very important. And I think Bala has stressed on that, and more importantly, on the fact that you need to be really agile. And in fact, the agile framework that is used in today's context in the industry talks about that. Namely, you are going to be seen in terms of what you can deliver in certain short time span, but which can build up to something that's really very useful, particularly for the industry, and more so for us humanity. Because what is the industry working for? Industry is working on problems that are meaningful, useful for all of us. And therefore, in some sense, when you do this the right way, then obviously you have made a significant contribution, irrespective of what you do, where you do. So agility, or I would even say, the ability to be really very adaptive, quickly understand what has to be different, what has happened with what you have tried, and therefore the agile framework is something that you need to understand. And as Bala pointed out, yes, we'll see to it that we can give an exposure even if it is not there as part of the curriculum. And then, of course, I should thank our management and more importantly, our chairperson. She has been the guiding person all through in the institute, how it has progressed so far to where it is now. And her advice, take it very, very seriously. She talked about discipline. Yes, she mentioned about discipline. You don't have to feel sad about it. More importantly, discipline is not about somebody being strict. Discipline is about us trying to control what we want to do with the view that when I take an action, I see some meaningful result that can come out of it, rather than say, be lax. So as students, you find that so far in your career, this discipline has come about very indirectly. Through your teachers in school, through your parents, and maybe through other contexts as well. But it's more important now that you understand the need for discipline in the sense that you have to find discipline in yourself. And that is how you are going to improve. It's not that you don't expect somebody else to tell you to be disciplined. And what is this all about learning? Notice that you are at this threshold where you now are at a point of going into the higher education. Mainly, you've already gone through the basic requirements of learning as part of your school, but now you want to enhance yourself so that you can be more productive in your career, in your life. And so discipline becomes very important. Discipline, again, is not something that you have to see as it's enforced on you. It is something that you have to embrace and make it part of yourself. Discipline is about saying, I know there could be many distractions. Today, technology has offered many distractions for us. But how do I see that I keep my focus? And that's another thing that the chairperson talked about. Namely, that we should be in a position to stay focused. Keep in mind, even our guest talked about that. See what your goal are. What is the reason for which you came and joined this program? What is the engineering that you want to do? What is it all about? And to do full justice to it, you are the one who should take it in your hands and see to it that I know what I'm here for. Let me get the best out of the system. As the chairperson said, there are many opportunities that are going to come your way in these 4 years that you are here with us. And so take advantage of all of them and ensure that it enhances you as a person, it enhances your background, and therefore improves you to the extent that you become a much better person as you leave. In fact, today's world, many you may have often heard about being extremely competitive. Now, in fact, I see that extreme competition as something within you. Competition is not about being better than somebody else. But competition is about, have I become better than I was before? So keep that as a key thought in your mind as you progress through this part of your career, this part of your life, in terms of acquiring this engineering knowledge and apply it to useful problems for us humanity. Now, our principal talked about various schemes that are present in the institution, various achievements that you students have done. Now, notice that an institution gets a name not by virtue of what we keep here as facilities and infrastructure, but by what you people do, by what students do. In fact, we want to proudly say, which is what the principal is also doing, namely that many of our students have won prizes in hackathons, have won prizes in different competitions. Just to tell you that the environment here exposes you to all of this, but all of this is in your hands to see to it that you can make yourself better and therefore bring not only pride to yourself but to the institution also. So thank you, principal, for giving them the background on what is possible here. Our advisor has been with us all through the life of this institution, has been mentoring faculties, has been directing, guiding, seeing how we progress through different phases as we mature as an institution. And we are happy at this moment that now we have become autonomous, which allows us to be a little more flexible in the kind of program that we can offer to you. In fact, autonomy is all about saying, yes, I can do everything by myself, meaning the institution can carry out all of the required academic processes internally, but obviously with support from outside as well. And we talked about this discipline, and that relates here also. Namely, we'll ensure that we comply with all the requirements, ensure that when we conduct these exams, we do it the right way, sincerely, and ensure that what we offer as subsequently grades and so on are based on the merits that you deserve. And so you find that this notion of learning as you progress here, and our advisor has mentioned about that, it's not easy. And therefore, it is all up to you. In fact, I would say, yes, opportunities are there, but do I understand my responsibility as a student to ensure that I do justice to what I've enrolled for here in this program? And that's what it's all about. And relates to that, a lot of things comes in. Yes, there is a requirement of attendance, but that number is some nominal number, some minimum requirement. In my view, to do justice to the program, you have to see that you can give 100% attendance here for a very, very simple reason. In my view, a missed class means I have to struggle to understand. Whereas here there is a teacher going to describe everything, tell it to me in simple words, and make me understand topics very easily. And notice that one of the most important things that we humans know is that if we keep hearing often enough something, it's almost as though we remember it, and it can come to us at any moment very easily. So don't lose out on that opportunity. I would say see to it that you try to maintain attendance as high as possible, unless, of course, there are exigencies which force you to be away. But then try to see how you can quickly come up, grasp that, and ensure that you can make progress in what you do. The programs in the institution have been created with a view that they are very relevant in today's context. And so we have actually tried to take advantage of this autonomy that we have to see to it that the program that we offer will make it very useful for you as you progress in your career, as you join some industry, or as you may become an entrepreneur. In fact, our advisor mentioned about that too. Namely, today, there's a lot of students who understand now to the point where they say, I can be my own master. I can even think of some new idea. And can I make that the basis for my own career? In fact, a lot of youngsters are moving into that, and you should also try to see how to get into that. And therefore, so thank you, sir, for giving some of these insight to these fresh students who have come here. Now, we should also thank all of the work that's gone on by faculty, staff, and other people who have made this possible for us to be here for this occasion. And so I thank all of you for the support that you have provided. In fact, our advisor had some words for our parents too, and I would say thank you, parents, for having faith in us and put your wards here for this very important phase of their career. Yes, they come in as youngsters, and within the first year, they become adults here in this institution. And therefore, you have given charge of these students to us. We'll see and do the right justice so that they become good, not only good students, they become good citizens of the country and of the world as well. And finally, thanks to all of you for all you fresh students, and hope all of you have a very bright future. And notice that that bright future is all in your hands. So make extremely good use of it. Make use of this opportunity that comes your way, and let it help you in your career. Thanks and best wishes.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable message. Now, we have come to the end of the program of the Initiation Day. I thank all the dignitaries for gracing the occasion. We wish you all success. Let's conclude this event with the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I request you all to stand, and students, please remain in your place. I request you all to stand as the dignitaries are leaving. your class in charges, section wise class in charges. Class in charges are requested to come forward. I request all the class in charges to come forward. First year, computer science, A section, the class in charge for that is Dr. P. Bindu from English department. First year, computer science, that is CSE, B section, Dr. R. Vanilla from chemistry department. I request all the class in charges to come forward, please. I kindly request all the class in charges to come forward immediately to introduce yourself to the students. Computer science, B section, that is CSE B section, Dr. Vanilla from chemistry department. A special request for parents. There are two vehicles which are blocking the other vehicles. They can't even take the bus. So I'll read out the numbers. PYOKP 2531, TN 38 2843. You are kindly requested to move the vehicle so that they can take the other vehicles and the buses. I repeat the two vehicle numbers. PY0KP 2531, TN 38 9243. Sir, I kindly request you to move these vehicles. CSE C section, Miss Durga is your class in charge. She is from English department. CSE D section, Mrs. Hemalata from Maths department. She is your class in charge. ECE A section, ECE A section, class in charge is here. Yeah. Dr. Kameshwaran from Physics department is your class in charge. ECE B section, ECE B section, class in charge is here. I request all the class in charges to be here, please. ECE B section, class in charge, madam, please. Dr. P. Tharanya from Mathematics department. Now coming to the Mechanical department, class in charge of the Mechanical department. Mechanical department, okay. Dr. C. Subhashini from Chemistry department. CCE department, your class in charge is me, Dr. J. Jasanta from English department. AADS A section, Dr. B. Revati from Maths department is your class in charge. AADS B section, Dr. Raja Beryl from Chemistry department is your class in charge. ADS C section, Dr. C. Radhika from Physics department is a class in charge. CSBS A section, Dr. B. Sridevi from English department is your class in charge. CSBS B section, Dr. P. A. Tenmoli from Chemistry department is your class in charge. AAML, Mrs. Shiny from English department is your class in charge. And the last, ECE VLSI, Dr. K. Banupriya from chemistry department is your class in charge. And as you all know, our HOD is Dr. Janani, B. Janani from Humanities and Science, who is the head of the department for all these sections. Now, I request both the students and parents to have your lunch. After lunch, the students are expected to go to your respective classes and take the instructions from the class in charges. Just a minute. There is a slight change. Students will go to the classes. Parents alone will take lunch first, after which we will send the students. Instructions are clear. Parents can have your lunch. Students, after your instructions, you will be asked to have your lunch. Students, please, you are requested to go to your respective classrooms immediately to meet your class in charges.